Hey, what's cracking, y'all? Hey, this video is gonna be for Cowboys Nation, man. The Dallas Cowboys and all the Cowboys fans. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all some loyal people, man. There's Cowboys fans all across the country. I'm from LA. I got uncles and aunties and cousins that are loyal Cowboys fans, and they're not bandwagon jumpers. They've been loyal to the Cowboys since I was young. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm a LA dude. I'm from the city of LA. I started off a LA Raiders fan. I was born in '82, and when the LA Raiders was in LA playing at the Coliseum, that was the first team I was familiar with, pro team, and I was rocking with them ever since. But they had a lot of loyalty issues to not only LA but just California in general. And once they left and went to Las Vegas, I was like, I'm done. I'm not gonna be no Las Vegas Raiders fan. And I'm not gonna be cheering for no team outside of my state. And this team got loyalty issues, you know. And Al Davis, whatever. But I told myself when the stadium, our new stadium in LA was being built, SoFi, I told myself the first team that shows up, I'm rocking with them. The Rams came back first, so I've been rocking with them ever since. And I think 1 or 2 seasons after I rocked with the Rams, we won a Super Bowl. So I don't regret being a Rams fan. I'm not going to bang and wagon jump. I'm going to stick with the Rams. Win, lose, or draw. And Cowboys, y'all do this. Y'all be doing the same thing. Y'all stick with y'all's team, even when they let y'all down year after year. But these are some key issues that I've seen. And I've been seeing the same patterns every year. That convinces me that they will never be successful until they change these things. First thing, they need to stop holding these training camps in Oxnard, California. It's bad enough the Cowboys, they represent Dallas. They play their games in Arlington, but in the off season, they go through their training camps in California. That has to be the most dysfunctional group of preparation. That has to be the most dysfunctional preparation to a season I've ever seen. And it's, I mean, the thing is, the Cowboys are spoiled. And this is why a lot of Cowboys turn into divas, because of the royal treatment they get. And I'm not hating on the royal treatment, but this is the NFL. You got dogs. You got killers in that mug. You can get killed in the NFL. Being all soft and trying to be pretty and stuff. Like, all these other teams in the offseason are outside in the humidity, in the hot sun, grinding, going at each other, preparing for a full season. And we got these diva Cowboys in Oxnard, California, in the state I was born in, a team that's representing Dallas, Texas, preparing for a new season in California, and then they come out here. I'm living in Texas. I'm in San Antonio, but they come back to Texas with these high hopes and this ego, like they about to just win it again, like they about to win a championship. Every year it's the same old pattern. But the first thing that needs to be broken. First pattern that needs to be broken is them being in Oxnard, California. Somebody needs to slap Jerry Jones upside his head. Not literally, but somebody needs to give him a reality check and tell him, like, look, we don't need to be in Oxnard no more. I don't care how much properties you got out there, what real estate you got out there. I don't care about the weather. You got to get it from the mud. How in the hell is these Cowboys players going to be hungry enough to win a championship when they're being treated like they already won the championship? Where they do that at? Another thing, I think the last 3 coaches the Cowboys have had have only been offensive-minded coaches. No defensive-minded coaches at all, really. They got a lot of good defensive players, but if you don't have the right system for them to be successful, it's not going to matter. As many skilled DBs that are on that team, even without Trayvon Diggs this season. Deron Bland stepped up. Wilson. Some of the other guys. It's like, it's one thing to get picks. Okay, anybody can get picks, especially when a quarterback throws the ball off target. But can you cover? The DBs on the Cowboys struggle covering receivers or keeping up with receivers too, because these receivers are fast and they always getting burnt. The only time they look good as DBs is when they can read when a quarterback is making a bad a read on his throw, and then they'll intercept it. But the DBs on the Cowboys, they cheat a lot. They like to play off their DB. They don't want to really put in the work. And then on top of that, the defensive DBs are soft. They don't know how to actually give a textbook tackle. I grew up playing football. I didn't play college ball or of course pros, but I was a DB. And as good as I was at getting picks and shutting down corners, I was probably a better tackler. I was told to get low, wrap, and hit hard, and don't stop your feet. Keep driving your feet. Make sure that man is down. I've never been taught in my lifetime to just throw my body at the player in hopes that he's going to go down because I hit him. You got to hit him and wrap him, hold him. Make sure he gets down. And then you don't never put your head down. You should never blind yourself when you're about to make the contact with the man. You're supposed to have your head up and your neck up. That's how you can break your neck. But these dudes show the least discipline. They don't have no mouthpieces in their mouth. Just the most lackadaisical, undisciplined group of men I've ever seen. And it ain't just the Cowboys that do that dumb stuff. It's most of these players, because they feel like they're pros now, and so they can just they feel like all them weights they lift, they just throw their body at the player and it's going to do the job. No, because guys are smart. They'll straight arm you, they'll juke you, they'll hurdle over you because you're just putting your head down. That's the easy way to expose a DB. When they get hurdled over, when the guy jumps over them, what are they doing? They're just putting their head down. They're not trying to wrap. They're not using their arms for nothing. But the Cowboys, hopefully they can try to get somebody like Harbaugh or Belichick to bring a defensive, or maybe Mike Tomlin. I would like to see Mike Tomlin. Y'all have yet to have a black coach. And it would be nice to see finally get a black coach, and a legitimate black coach who has a great resume, a winning resume. And Mike Tomlin. But there's always some politics and some weird, I don't know, I'm not going to say some racist stuff going on, but Jerry Jones he's going to always be traditional and old-fashioned. But the Cowboys got to step it up. Defensively, they need a defensive-minded coach, not just a good defensive coordinator. They need a defensive-minded head coach. And then just hire a good offensive coordinator. They need to fire McCarthy. I'm sorry. He had 2 good seasons to try to do something with all that talent that's on the Cowboys, and he couldn't do it. Prescott. He ain't even better than Romo, really. He about the same. They in the same boat, because Romo was the same way. He was a really good regular season quarterback, but when it was in the playoffs, choke. Prescott, same thing. He's a choke. He's a choke artist. He's always choking in the playoffs. You can't throw 2 picks. I don't care how bad the defense is doing. You can't throw 2 picks and think that you can just throw everybody else under the bus. And I'm not saying he has done that, but you can't make that many excuses for Prescott, because Prescott has had so many years to improve and show that he is that guy, and he's not. So I think until the Cowboys change their formula and their preparation in the offseason, and until they get up out of Oxnard, California, it's going to be the same result every year. Until the Cowboys get a defensive-minded head coach, it's going to be the same result every year. Until the Cowboys can figure something out with this quarterback situation and maybe try to help Prescott improve and maybe create a better system and of plays to where it's not putting so much pressure on him to where he don't have to keep throwing picks, it's going to be the same result. But first and foremost, y'all got to stay out of California. In the off season, y'all need to be in the humidity, in that Dallas hot sun. Get it from the mud. And y'all might have a little more hunger to win the Super Bowl next year.